Did you see that Kourtney Kardashian's supplement company is making something called GLP-1 Daily? I'm a bit concerned about these supplements claiming to have similar effects as Ozempic.
I'm 97 pounds again. I just lose weight.
Nutrition-related products, scams, schemes.
Kourtney Kardashian is selling fake Ozempic. She's taken her brand Lemmy to the next level. They are already facing a class action lawsuit, and now Kourtney is creating and promoting fake Ozempic pills. This is really bad, so let's get into it. I think this might be a sign that we're reaching the end of the world, because why is Kourtney Kardashian launching her own take on Ozempic? The whole world is obsessed with Ozempic right now, and it was about time one of the Kardashians came to cash in. This report writes that Kourtney Kardashian Barker's supplement brand Lemmy is latest to jump on the Ozempic craze. The brand, which launched in September 2022, sells a line of gummy vitamins such as Lemmy Chill and Lemmy Focus. Now, their new daily supplement, Lemmy GLP-1 Daily, is marketed as a weight management tool. Now, Ozempic and weight loss and this entire industry really feeds on insecurity. There are stigmas out there. There's a desire to be skinny or fit or at least appear healthy. And of course, Kourtney Kardashian is going to tap into that insecurity like the Kardashians do to all the beauty standards. Let's go ahead and watch a promo ad for their latest vitamin gummy.
And who am I? That's one secret I'll never tell.
Wait, I love how the ad has nothing to do with what the product does. It's just like a little poppy song and some visuals. Well, don't worry, because I'll give you insight into what GLP-1 Daily is. It's a popular new class of weight loss drugs that is now dominating the conversation around fat loss. GLP-1 drugs such as Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound contain active ingredients that mimic GLP-1, a hormone that tells your brain when you're full. Your gut naturally produces GLP-1 to maintain blood sugar and stop you from overeating. I don't think there are any issues with people taking weight loss drugs as long as they're safe with them and they understand the risks. It looks like 1 in 8 Americans actually take something like this, at least a GLP-1 form of drug. But does something like this need to come from Miss Kardashian Barker? Keep in mind that her Lemmy GLP-1 Daily Vitamin is not FDA approved. Now, a lot of supplements aren't FDA approved. It's kind of a theme amongst the industry. Brands just have to ensure that their products are safe. They don't necessarily need to provide the science if they aren't making claims. Now, her supplement is set to become available next week, costing $72 a month. The brand markets its herbal ingredients that may boost a person's boost a person's natural GLP hormone. While there's little evidence that these ingredients actually help effectively control weight loss, Lemmy emphasized in a statement to Business Insider that ingredients have been tested in humans. Well, I hope so.
It's actually a supplement that is claiming to increase your own GLP-1 levels. How do I feel about this? Well, there's a reason that an entire blockbuster category of medicines was made from GLP-1 analogs. It's because your natural version of GLP-1 is degraded in seconds. So although there might be some herbs and extracts and even natural foods that can bump up our own GLP-1 and maybe a pinch increase our fullness, if you're really looking to lose weight, you really would need a true GLP-1 analog or medication. And so I'm a bit concerned about these supplements claiming to have similar effects as Ozempic. Perhaps somebody that is completely optimized from a health perspective. Nutrition's great, exercise is great, they're at their lean body weight, and they just want to pinch more fullness. Perhaps a supplement like this could be helpful.
Why make a product if it's not even going to work? I mean, people should just go and get the real thing if they want real results. And it looks like research on the ingredients list is limited. And keep in mind, the people who funded the research were the patent holders. So of course they want these studies to show some significance. So if they have control, it's not an unbiased study. I want to briefly go through some of these ingredients, but I am going to butcher these names. So get ready to hear my pronunciation. One of the ingredients is erocitrin, which has shown some promising results, but most studies have only been done on mice or rats. The company did fund their own study and showed some very minimal results, but also keep in mind this was a financially funded research project by Kourtney's partners. Our next ingredient is Suppresso, which is a saffron extract. There is limited evidence to show that saffron could help people lose weight. In 2010, there was a study on saffron, but essentially it showed like there were a few people snacking less, but also if you know what saffron is, I probably would snack less too if I had that in my system. Now the final ingredient in the supplement comes from blood oranges. It's called Morosil. Now this ingredient in particular showed the most effectiveness. It's relatively new, but you also have to keep in mind, we're looking at this study, right? Well, the people in the study were also instructed to work out. So you have to be active when you're taking this like drug. So essentially, I feel like if these people are, 400 pounds and they have to work out anyways, they're going to see some kind of improvement. They're classifying themselves as a GLP-1, but I don't fully believe that this little supplement is what they're portraying it to be. I mean, understanding GLPs further, it doesn't seem like the research behind these patent ingredients really play out.
I don't get the big deal with these GLP-1 medications. They're just an appetite suppressant. Wrong. They do suppress appetite, but they don't just suppress appetite. They do a lot more than that. When we think about appetite suppressants, we usually think about the older generation of anti-obesity medications like phentermine. And phentermine can be a really good medication in the right person, but it's totally different than a GLP-1 medication. Phentermine is a stimulant and it activates our sympathetic nervous system and kind of speeds everything up. And generally what we see with medications like phentermine is people are just not hungry all day and then the medication wears off and their hunger returns to normal. The way that GLP-1 medications work is different. We have GLP-1 receptors all throughout our body, in our gut, in our brain, in our pancreas, in our heart, in our blood vessels. GLP-1 medications will bind to these receptors and stimulate them. They stimulate the satiety centers in the brain so that we feel more satisfied, and they also slow down gastric emptying so that the food is moving through us slower and we feel fuller quicker.
Now, I think one of my main issues doesn't even involve the ingredients because I can't even pronounce them. So how am I going to know? But it's actually Kourtney being the person behind them. She even said, if you told me when I launched this brand that this would be a product we were making, I wouldn't believe you. I don't believe you either. But she said GLP medications have been so helpful to so many people. The drug clearly has so many benefits, but it also has a lot of side effects. Well, let's talk about those Ozempic side effects. You guys know there's extreme nausea and GI issues being big complaints, which I actually know my friends on it have really bad acid reflux. But Kourtney's offering her drug as a different alternative. And I think that's pretty problematic because she's got a huge platform that she's about to go and release a product to tons of people paying this subscription price, taking it like a medication at this rate, and who knows what's going to happen to all of these patients. Remember that Kourtney's brand Lemmy is currently under a class action lawsuit. So what an interesting time to launch a new product. This person wrote, as someone who has formulated gummies for years, this class action lawsuit against Kourtney's brand doesn't surprise me one bit. The gummies don't have enough of the supplements that give the effect in them, so the claims are basically null and void. If you bought Lemmy gummies, you may be entitled to compensation. This person added, with the level of dangerous and largely unregulated compounding of GLP-1 medications, we have the Kardashians joining the chat with the fake GLP-1s. This is not a joke. This person added, I know supplement regulation is the wild, wild west, but this screams class action lawsuit to me. I'm sure Zimmerman Reed, who is leading this class action lawsuit, is probably so happy to see the release of this. Or probably really scared because they've probably seen so many cases of what these gummies have done. Imagine what these pills are going to do. One person commented on Instagram, Lemmy, live, laugh, love to that class action lawsuit. Another person added, why would you launch something you haven't tried? Quote, I'm breastfeeding, but you guys can take it. Another person added, I'll be purchasing purely to get in on the lawsuit. Another person added, no pharma background, not FDA approved. Yes, I read it, does not require FDA approval, and hasn't tried it herself. Sure, this seems legit. Another person added, this is disappointing. We need to stop normalizing these drugs and ways to lose weight in unhealthy ways. It's detrimental to impressionable minds and those sensitive to body dysmorphia, which is something the Kardashians have never cared about. What's scary about this is that there are so many unaware people out there who just follow this family and who will just purchase whatever they put out there. And a lot of insecure people who want to look like them, even though these people aren't even using these supplements, so why take them? There have been other products similar to these on the market before, and here's a TikTok of someone warning you about them.
Hey guys, Summer the dietitian here, and I felt like I had to come on here and warn you about 2 nutrition-related products, scams, schemes that are going hard in the algorithm right now. And I know people are freaking out over the GLP-1 shortages and you're more tempted to go for these sort of things, but I want to put it out there that these 2 things are complete bullshit. The first one is going to be these Pendulum Life probiotics that claim to increase intrinsic natural GLP-1. That's not a thing. Our bodies produce GLP-1 in response to eating all the time, and these probiotics very, very well may increase slightly your intrinsic GLP-1. But guess what happens to that GLP-1? It gets metabolized almost immediately. There is not a correlation between your intrinsic GLP-1 and your hunger, fullness, satiety, or weight management. Your medication, your GLP-1 medication, is not actually GLP-1. It's a GLP-1 agonist that stimulates the receptors and mimics the effect of this intrinsic GLP-1.
I also want to highlight there's a big difference between GLP drugs that are injectable than the ones that are like gummies, because the drug just doesn't like have a life within the gummy. The gummy has to go through digestion, has to be a little bit of the drug in the gummy to just like not, to just hold the form of it. It's not like an injection where it goes straight into your system. So essentially they're just creating this synthetic product that you ingest that will hopefully increase your natural levels, opposed to being injected with the hormone itself. Kourtney said, for me, this product was never about weight loss. We formulated GLP-1 daily because it allows you to regulate your glucose levels to fight visceral fat and reduce inflammation. She adds she hasn't tried it herself because it's not approved for individuals who are currently breastfeeding. Wow. Well, that's convenient. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys not to skip out on your Ozempic. If you want your Ozempic, go ahead and talk to your doctor about it. Important point right there. Go and talk to your doctor about it and see a pharmacist. Don't, or, the online stuff. But someone who's verified, not a Kardashian putting out an experimental product for the rats to go and try. We're not rats, people. We're not sheep either. We're not. We never have been. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.